This is the Ryland Post Office update, a timeline along with some facts and some conjecture. Fact: on February 10th, we received word that Ryland was on the list of post offices to be closed. Fact: on February 15th, a Save the Ryland Post Office video was placed on YouTube. Fact: on February 22nd, the Huntsville Times carried a story in which Joseph Breckenridge made the following statement: "There are no plans whatever to close any facilities in the Huntsville area." Fact: the Ryland Post Office is in the Huntsville area. Fact: on March 1st, there was a Save the Ryland Post Office rally. Petitions were signed and letters were mailed to postal officials and lawmakers. Fact: during the month of March, the Save the Ryland Post Office story was covered by every television station in Huntsville. Fact: on March 16th, I received a letter from Senator Shelby stating that the USPS will not be closing the Ryland Post Office at this time. Fact: on March 17th, the Ryland Post Office received a letter from the Alabama District. This letter instructed the local manager to conduct a 2-week survey to evaluate a possible change in service. Conjecture: this 2-week survey is phase 1 in the process of closing the Ryland Post Office. Conjecture: the Postal Service misled the public with their statement to the Huntsville Times printed on February 22nd stating, "There are no plans whatever to close any facilities in the Huntsville area." Conjecture: the Postal Service misled Senator Shelby when they informed him that they will not be closing the Ryland Post Office at this time. Conjecture: these two acts were either done out of ignorance or for the purpose of intentional deception, neither of which should be accepted by managers of this level over matters this crucial. Conjecture: the misinformation spread by the Postal Service, whatever their reason was, had a negative impact on our cause, because people believed the Ryland Post Office was not in danger of being closed. Fact: the previously mentioned survey was completed on Friday, April 1st, and was due back in Birmingham on Monday, April 4th. Fact: on April 7th, we received cards from Derek King, the acting manager Post Office Operations Area 1, stating that Ryland will be consolidated with Brownsboro. These cards were dated April 6, 2011. Fact: these same cards contain a customer survey to be completed and mailed in by April 22nd. Fact: on April 7th, a Huntsville television station reports that Ryland will be consolidated with Brownsboro on their 10 p.m. news. Conjecture: the customer survey cards could be considered phase 2 of closing the Ryland Post Office. The Postal Service did not take the time to study the data collected in phase 1 to determine if phase 2 was needed. They just proceeded with phase 2 with no idea of the phase 1 results. Conjecture: the incorrect information on the survey cards leading to incorrect information being reported on the news has once again hurt our cause. Now many of our supporters believe that the battle is lost. For some reason, a lot of misinformation is coming from the Postal Service concerning the status of the Ryland Post Office. Fact: on April 8th, the Huntsville Times reported the mistake made by the Postal Service concerning the cards stating that Ryland will be consolidated with Brownsboro. They also printed some other comments by Joseph Breckenridge. Fact: on April 8th, we received an apology note from the Postal Service concerning the misinformation on the cards from the previous day. This same note stated that they were planning a town hall meeting for our area in the first part of May. Conjecture. A town hall meeting is the next phase or phase 3 of closing. No town hall meeting should be planned until the results of the survey cards have been studied. The Postal Service is denying the customers of the Ryland Post Office due process. Fact. The Postal Service is in possession of a petition containing 1,640 signatures protesting the closing of the Ryland Post Office. Fact. It is illegal to close a post office for economic reasons. The law currently allows the Postal Service to close post offices only for maintenance problems, lease expirations, or other reasons that don't include profitability. Fact. There are no lease or maintenance problems with the Ryland Post Office. Fact. From October 1st, 2010 through January 31st, 2011, the total revenue for the Ryland Post Office was $72,650, while the total expenses were $30,973, meaning it produced $41,677 profit for the first 4 months of this FY. Conjecture. The Postal Service has no legitimate reason for the closing of the Ryland Post Office. Therefore, we must believe that any further actions to close it should be viewed as discriminatory toward our community as well as illegal and should be treated as such. Please be prepared for the town hall meeting. I think you can see from this presentation the type of people we are dealing with. Be prepared to ask tough questions and play hardball. We are only a number to this group, and an insignificant number at that. It's your post office or their raise. Think about it. Thank you for your time and attention. As always, for more information, go to the Facebook page, Ryland, Alabama 35767, or the website, rylandalabama.com.